Generally, I think people who define themselves as contrarians are insufferable. However, there are certain narratives in sports and in media that I feel too many people blindly follow. It's an ever-growing list, so I'm going to use this series to go against the sports world grain. So here it is, folks. Zakian Zags, Episode 1. I'll give you 4 things I'm going against the public with today. No, this has nothing to do with Gonzaga University. Starting in the NFL, the Chiefs are back, like I kind of said they'd be. The Ravens are in trouble. The Eagles keep winning ugly. The Colts finally lost. Jackson Dart won his first start against the Chargers team, going through some injuries. I think everyone wants to bury the Ravens this week, and rightfully so. Something actually felt kind of good about seeing the Chiefs look like a real team again. I don't think I learned much about the Ravens in this game. Their defense was already playing horribly, and it got even more banged up with Roquan Smith and Marlon Humphrey exiting the game. I'm also not convinced Lamar didn't tap out of the game, but this happens pretty often now with the Ravens. The Steelers have started off 3-1, and they still have an uphill battle to win the division. But I still think they'll do it. The extremely tough start to their schedule is over. The weather will cool off, and they'll start dominating on the ground more, I think. The Steelers will melt down at the end of the season, and the Ravens will hunt them down and win the division, a tale as old as time. What people should be ashamed of is crowning the Ravens before the season. I watched the game and saw a gap between the two quarterbacks that's still there, and even between the two coaching staffs. I still think they're contenders. They just should not be favorites against Kansas City or Buffalo, and that's not too far a departure from my perspective on them before the season. How about a little college football talk? Can you believe the highest ranked teams right now in the SEC, Ole Miss, Oklahoma, and Texas A&M? Crazy. After the first few weeks, I would have told you the best quarterbacks in the SEC were probably Gunnar Stockton and Garrett Nussmeier, along with probably John Mateer. Today, I just have no idea, I don't think. Ty Simpson was ripping it against Bama's win over Georgia, and I was a little bit impressed with him, even in their loss against Florida State, because of how tough a situation it was for him. Chambliss for Ole Miss looked awesome against LSU as well. But gun to my head, I really thought Ty Simpson was showing us something different, something no one else in the SEC has really shown, against the Georgia defense in Athens, making tough throw after tough throw. I loved it. I'm not going to go all the way back in on Alabama, and they have a real test next week against Vanderbilt. I have no idea who will win the SEC title. It's a dead heat between 10 friggin' teams right now, but I think I know who's got the best quarterback. Okay, now for some baseball talk. That's right, I know baseball. Playoff bracket is set. Wild card's going on as we speak. Astros out. Tigers in, Mets out, Reds in. Pretty ethical bracket, I think, if you ask me. On America's pastime, my zag is this. Awful announcing giving the Mets booth of Gary Cohen, Keith Hernandez, and Ron Darling the best booth in baseball title should not be. I respect the folks over at Awful Announcing, but give me T-Mac and Kruk.
Hey!
Over these guys.
They just took a team picture in front of their dugout like they're going to the postseason.
Oh, this was their World Series. They took 2 out of 3, knocked the Mets out of the postseason. We saw the Reds celebrating in Milwaukee.
Any day of the week. Kind of a biased Phillies over Mets take, but come on, man. Anyway, now that the postseason is underway, I'll talk a lot of baseball starting really next week with the divisional series. Yes, that's right. I talk soccer. And I see this sentiment that Pep Guardiola has ruined the game going around a lot, really in the past year. And I'm here to tell you that just isn't true. Remember that one scene in The Dark Knight where Batman impersonators ask Batman what separates him from them, and Christian Bale growls out this line?
What gives you the right? What's the difference between you and me?
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
I think that's what's going on in European football right now. There are too many impersonators of the Guardiola style, and they just can't do it like he can. And while he gets flack for playing a bit more of a boring style nowadays, not what he got famous for with Barcelona and Bayern Munich and early Manchester City, it seems to be more of a talent issue than anything. Manchester City don't have prime Kevin De Bruyne, David Silva, Riyad Mahrez, Ilkay Gundogan, and Raheem Sterling anymore. The players that they have now are more conducive to a more pragmatic approach. And frankly, everyone should see things this way. It's been a plague watching the U.S. men's national team attempt to play out of the back as if they have the talent for it. And then there's the teams that do have the talent to play attractive football and refuse to for fear of conceding goals. This is where the conversation about Guardiola's disciple, Mikel Arteta, and his Arsenal squad begins. Arteta's emphasis on set pieces has changed the game. Everyone needs a set piece coach now, but his pragmatic approach has drained the life from Arsenal matches. They have so many talented and improving players, and yet they played with more freedom 3 years ago. And then there's Manchester United, who are a whole other issue, but they're a team enslaved to their system. I kind of respect Ruben Amorim basically saying he will die with his system, but call me crazy, I'd rather be known for winning matches than perfecting a system. It's symptomatic of all of the footballing world right now, coaching at the youth level, but it isn't Pep's fault. Anyway, there's my little soccer rant. Remember, great managers adjust their system for talent and adjust their talent for system. It's always a compromise. Pep said it himself.
Do you believe in adapting your system to your players or making your players adapt to your system?
It's both. One cannot live with the other one.
I do also have some basketball takes locked in the chamber somewhere, but I'm going to be saving those for a basketball podcast, which I host with my buddy Luke Backman on the Backman Sports YouTube channel. So if you're missing the Ryan Russillo, Bill Simmons Sunday podcasts, go check us out. We have a good time. The first episode is live right now. Second one should be up any second now. Thanks for tuning in. I think I might bust out this format like once a month. I think that'll be the move. Like and subscribe. Turn the bell on. See you next time. Thank you.